Welcome to part 2 of selections from Jagatguru Adi Shankaracharya's hymns, Shivananda Lahari, slokas 48 to 84. O Lord, even after realizing that the truth that there is no real difference between Jiva or the individual soul and Brahman or God, I beg to state that I am yours and not that you are mine. The wave belongs to the ocean, not the ocean to the waves. This is a prayer to Lord Vishnu by the dedicated Jagatguru Adi Shankaracharya, who wrote many poems expressing his love for God. Born in 8th century India, Jagatguru Adi Shankaracharya showed an early interest in spiritual life. By age 8, he had read and understood all of the Vedic scriptures. After receiving permission to leave home in pursuit of spiritual attainment, he met and received instruction from Guru Govinda Bhagavad. Shankaracharya went on to write commentaries on the ancient doctrine, Advaita Vedanta, as well as the Bhagavad Gita and the 10 principal Upanishads. He became known as the founder of the Smartha tradition, which brought together several branches of the Hindu faith and highlights the oneness of the inner self or Atman with the Supreme God or Nirgun Brahman. Shankaracharya also composed 72 hymns of praise and reverence for the divine, dedicated to Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva. The Upadesha Sahasri, meaning 1,000 teachings, was also written by him. To support spiritual devotion and study, he traveled throughout India and established 4 large Hindu monasteries that are still active today. At the age of 32, Jagatguru Shankaracharya was said to have completed his mission on earth as he achieved Videha Mukti or freedom from embodiment. Shivananda Lahari, or Waves of the Bliss of Shiva, is one of the devotional hymns composed by Adi Shankaracharya. We will now share with you excerpts from Shivananda Lahari. Sloka 65. Nothing impossible is there to attain for him who sings about your holy feet. O consort of Bhavani, for the god of death runs away, afraid of the kick from the Lord's feet, the lights shining in those jeweled tiaras of all the devas shows the offering of the camphor light, and the pretty bride called Liberation folds him in tight embrace as soon as she sees him. Sloka 67. I seek refuge in meditation on the eternal Sadasiva, which is the pretty land that can grow vivid types of joy, pleasure full of copious tears, and real innate thrills in life, which is also the eternal stable state, and which is sought by people searching for fruits. Sloka 68. O storehouse of mercy, O Lord of all beings, please be kind enough to look after the cow of my devotion to you, which constantly yields the ambrosia of happiness, which lives in the stable of your feet, and which is the result of great and good deeds. Sloka 69. Idiocy, irrationality, blemishes, and crooked gait I do not have, O Lord. And if I had, Lord, with the moon as a crown, perhaps I would be suitable as an ornament to you. Or in more detail, inanimate skin of the tiger, the deer which is not rational, the moon which is blemished, the serpent which has a crooked gait, are all worn by you as ornaments. O Lord, who wears the crown with the moon, and by misfortune I do not possess any quality such as this. If but I had, I may perhaps be suitable as your ornament. Sloka 70. In public and in secret, and with independent intellect, you are suitable to be worshipped, O Lord, who is the pinnacle of graciousness, and O my Lord, who can grant countless blessings, so more than the impermanent world. You, the Lord with the moon, are always in my heart. Sloka 71. With the bowstring of peak devotion, with the bow of meditation, with memory of Shiva as the collection of arrows which never gets depleted, the best among the intellects becomes victorious after winning over the enemies called sin and attains the stable kingdom of heaven. Sloka 72. Having located with the magic of meditation, having thrown light and destroyed darkness, using the chanting of the name of the Lord, if anyone can bring to the top your lotus feet with serpentine ornaments, which is worshipped by devas by the great sacrifice, of repetition of your great story, they attain the meaning of life. Sloka 73. O good mind of mine, do the chanting of the names of the lotus feet of the God of the universe, in search of which even Lord Vishnu, who has Lakshmi and Goddess Earth as consorts, took the form of a wild boar, and which is the fertile land, in which the panacea giving salvation from life grows. What else great can you attain in this world? Sloka 74. Engaged in removing by the ceaseless divine smell the desire, bondage, suffering, and bad conduct within us, is the lotus feet of him who wears the ether as garments, and so let the box of my mind be bestowed with divine fragrance. Sloka 75. O enemy of the Cupid, O leader of the universe, O God who travels on a bull, please mount and travel my mind, which is a horse, which is auspicious, which has very charming gaits, which moves with speed, which is skilled in knowing gestures of others, which does not have blemishes, and which has auspicious looks. Sloka 76. The devotion to the great Lord lives in the sky of the Lord's feet, and like clusters of clouds gives out the sweet rain, and those whose lake of the mind gets filled up by this rain, the crop of his whole life becomes greatly profitable. How else could it be? Sloka 77. My mind to get fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord resembles the sweetheart separated from her lover, and always remembers, has sweet dreams, recollects of early meetings, and sings about it, and in similar fashion chants the names of Lord Shiva in a trance and gets worried. Sloka 78. Teach me the etiquette of serving the great with devotion, with clean mind, and with attachment to the good, and exalt my intellect, O my Lord, like the noble groom leads his new bride. Sloka 79. Daily used to move in soft lotus-petaled mind of yogis, O Lord, who is bestower of happiness, how did it wound the hard doors of the chest of God of death? My mind is worried about your pair of feet that are tender and soft. O God, who is everywhere, make them visible to my eye, and I will gently massage it with my hands. Sloka 80. This one will be born, his mind is hard, and I have to dance on it. So thinking, my Lord, to save me, you walked with your tender soft feet on hard-surfaced mountains during your and practiced and learned. If it is not so, instead of walking in divine homes, beds of flowers, and well-laid-out paths, you danced on rocky surfaces. Is it the meaning of that, O Shambhu or Shiva? Sloka 81. Hey Lord, who is with his consort Uma or Parvati, he who can spend some time for worshipping your lotus feet, for doing meditation and mixing with you, for saluting you, for hearing your holy stories, for being in your presence, for singing your fame, and being happy with his mind offered to you, attains salvation even when he is alive. Sloka 83. There is no doubt that worship of mortal gods, subject to birth and death, will never give even little happiness. Worship of the birthless Lord with Amba, who has a deathless body, leads to supreme pleasure, and those who do are blessed. Sloka 84. O Lord Shiva, who rules all the world, and who is the friend of all the world, O Lord, who is the ocean of bliss, O storehouse of mercy, to serve you besides your consort Gauri or Parvati, I am presenting you the maid of my intellect, who has all good qualities, with a request to you to live in the house of my mind.